But then he saw me have one, and he was like, shit, man. And that was probably the most mild one I ever had. And it was set off by talking about this one I'm describing now. It was, he's like, I need to see you twice a week now. And I said, no, I'm not going to see you twice a week. Or I didn't say that then, but I said, like, no, I don't need to see a therapist twice a week. That's too much. But, yeah, I don't know if, I mean, he said to have seen him before. He saw me right after I had another one time. I've been having them. Since I started this channel, I've been having them. I've had, about 8. Which is a lot. Well, maybe not 8. Well, I bet I can count them. Okay. I started the channel right after I had this first terrible one that I've been describing. Oh, well, let me get back to that. So I'm there, and then, like, this female shrink comes, and this time I moved. For some reason, I didn't like all these cops around me. And so I come in, and I'm lying, I move somewhere, I move away from them. And then I remember they're all standing there, there's about 8 of them, and they're even pretty far away. They're very uncomfortable with the situation. It's not what they're used to dealing with, you know. Some of these are not campus security any longer. Some of them are like city cops, you know. Just crazy. There's like city cops there. Called into my panic attack. Like 8 of them there. I think they were worried with this, and these are the only people. So they call in this emergency therapist. Without asking me, do you want this emergency therapist? I probably would have said, well, I guess I'm probably nonverbal at this point. I could nod and shake my head. The female cop was like, if you kick anything, I'm going to handcuff you. Do you understand? Yeah, and I remember I'm here. You know, I retreat back, and I said, get the fuck out of here. Because I was feeling very crowded by these people. Very crowded, very claustrophobic. That's another thing that happens during it. You feel very claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic normally. I rather like enclosed spaces, actually. It's comforting. But during panic attacks, I feel very claustrophobic. I wonder if that's usual. Because people get agoraphobic. People with panic attack get agoraphobic, which is the opposite of claustrophobic. I don't. You know, I get very claustrophobic during them. You know, like I gotta go outside. And a lot of the time right before them, I feel it's odd. During 3 or 4 of them, of the really bad ones that I used to get, the only warning sign would be I would feel very unclean all of a sudden, like I needed to take a shower. So I'd actually go to a shower and I'd have them in a shower. About 3 or 4 of them. Those ones were pretty bad. I mean, they lasted half an hour, so but they weren't quite so intense. It's about as intense as the one that you guys saw. Okay, so these cops go, and then this emergency shrink comes, and man, she like fucking saved my life, man. No, she didn't save my life. I wanted to die during a panic attack. You can't die during a panic attack. It's unrealistic. But she knew how to deal with them, and it's so nice having somebody around. Because people, when they're around, will aggravate the situation. I remember I had one at work, and my boss was like rubbing my back during it to try to comfort me, and it was, I wanted to slug him, you know, so I don't like getting touched. But this woman knew exactly what to do and talk me down, and she was like, it's okay that that's one great thing is when people are like, it's okay you're feeling this way, you know, it's okay to feel this way right now. Just hearing that just feels so nice, you know. Just people are like, that's ridiculous what you're saying. Cop is like, what the fuck are you talking about? People say that, which is the realistic thing, because you're being completely irrational during them. And people go, you know, that makes no sense what you're saying. But when you hear it's okay, that calms you down a lot. That's a good way to, if you do it, keep your distance, reassure people it's okay that you feel that way. It's okay. It feels so nice to hear that during one of them. And that's what she did. And then she took me through some breathing exercise, some relaxing exercise, and I came down off of it. And then she wanted to sign me up for therapy. She's like, you need some therapy and some drugs. Drugs were a bad idea, except for Xanax, which I got to get a prescription of, probably. You don't want to take, the doctor wanted to take me off of Xanax because it's addictive, but first off, I'm not an addictive personality, you know, from the caffeine, I guess, which I'm quitting, by the way. But I'm not an addictive personality, and I never took it that often, because I don't have panic attacks that often. Once a month, you know, if that, but they're just bad. That's why I have panic disorders, because they're bad. They're far more intense than your regular ones. Anyway, so I guess that was the worst panic attack I ever had. It doesn't adequately describe it. It doesn't adequately describe how awful it was, but needless to say, one time I totaled my car, rolled 7 times, broke my nose, totaled $2,000 car, bruised my ribs, you know, spent the night in the hospital. And that doesn't even begin to compare in terms of awfulness to this panic attack. I would do that 10 times to avoid this single panic attack right here. It's undescribable. But there you go, description. As you can see, it didn't set off a panic attack. I must be making progress. Peace out.